You have ABB, the Indian arm actually reported numbers. The profits have jumped 56%. If you see in terms of the margins as well, they have expanded. Anushi joins us with the details. Anushi, what are you picking up with regards to ABB numbers? I know that the con call is still awaited, but the key highlights so far.
Hey Hiral, morning first of all. So now in terms of where the numbers are concerned, it continues on a solid trajectory in terms of where the revenue growth is concerned. We are looking at a 22% of an uptick at 3,365 crore. Even EBITDA continues to outshine the revenue growth as well. We are looking at a 58% of a growth at 657 crore with margins inching upwards to 19.5% versus 15%. Do note that this is not a one quarter phenomenon. We are looking at a margin uptick in the last 3 quarters also. We are seeing margins in the range of 19%, and this is led by the higher gross profit margins overall, along with improvement in what is higher price realizations and higher volumes supporting the margin profile. Net profit is around 56% up. Now, in terms of where the revenue growth is coming from, it's electrification, which is leading mainly to the growth picture that is there. In fact, if you look at the segmental growth, electrification is seeing about a 33% growth, motions 22% growth, process automation saw flat growth, while robotics and discrete automation saw about a 30% growth. But coming to the order position now, this is an important one because this is where we saw a dip in terms of where the new orders are. Looked at a 14% dip at 2,695 crore, and this is on the account of large orders that were there in process automation and the motion segment last year. If you look at overall orders that have seen about 6% growth in the calendar year 2024, and order backlog stands at 9,380 crore with a 12% growth. Now, what is to be seen is the mix of the base and the large orders here. So we'll get a sense on what the execution can be for these orders that are still there in the backlog. The company also announced a dividend, a final dividend of 33.5 per share. Now, again, overall, if you look at the key takeaways, book-to-bill ratio remains in the range of 0.76 times versus 0.8x times, and revenue growth and the margin profiles continues on a strong trajectory. So overall, a good set of numbers that we are seeing for ABB India.
Right. Thank you so much, Anushi, for giving us all those details with respect to ABB India. I just want to add in my 2 cents on ABB. Firstly, that as far as 2024 is concerned, it was a year of ABB. And that is because quarter after quarter, it came up with growth, and it was very evident in the kind of margins as well as profitability as well. The management being extremely confident about the prospects of the business, which is why even in terms of valuations, the stock of the price, rather the price of the stock was soared in 2024. But towards the end of 2024, and perhaps October, November, December is when we started seeing a little bit of come off, and that little bit of a decline eventually led to even a further weakness as far as ABB is concerned. And that was, of course, taking valuations into consideration, we did see a little bit of an stretch in that particular area, and which is why at the moment we are seeing a decline. Not to forget that even the parent has suggested that there has been a slowdown in the global side of things, and India to a certain extent may see the repercussions. So while the quarter has been a decent one for ABB, we must remember that considering its current order backlog, the growth may now not be as strong as what we have been used to. But that's ABB's concern. Again, we'll keep an eye on how things pan out. Of course, ABB is currently testing a 52-week low, if I'm not mistaken, currently at around 51.70, 51.80. That's where its 52-week low is. So it could potentially test that again. But